Hey guys, my name is Brian, and today we're talking about the MacBook Neo. Now, this is the best laptop that Apple makes. But before I go into everything, let's go into specs really quick. So this has the A18 processor, which is from the iPhone. Single core is about 4,000, multi-core is about 8,000, okay? It has two ports on the sides. One's for charging, one is just a regular USB 2. The shape is USB-C. And then here you have a butterfly keyboard. It looks good. It's really light because it doesn't have the backlit. So it's lighter so you can see it in dark and stuff like that. Headphone jack is right here toward the front, and then it also has a speaker here and speaker here. Sounds pretty good. It's not as good as, say, the MacBook Pro lineup, but it's better than most things out there. So the display is Retina quality, so it looks really good. It goes up to 500 nits, so it gets really bright as well. So I don't think you're going to have any issues unless you're in direct sunlight. You're not going to have any issues. There's no SD card slots or anything like that, but you can buy adapters online at this point for like $10, $5, stuff like that. So a lot of people out there are saying that this is a cheap grab, from Apple for your cash. And I think that's a disingenuous argument. A lot of them are comparing, say, RAM, and they're saying, look, this tab on this browser opens a quarter of a second faster on the Windows laptop. And the thing is, who's looking for a product like this in the first place? When I first opened it, the first thing my wife asked me, and everyone else, was, why do I need a MacBook Air? Like, why do I need that when this exists? And the thing is, they weren't thinking about specs. They weren't thinking about screen displays or resolution or color or nits or batteries. They were thinking, hey, this is an Apple laptop. And people just don't understand how much people just want an Apple product in their house at the lowest price point with the expectation of, hey, this is still a premium product. Now, to you and I, someone who's watching tech YouTube videos constantly, someone who's on X or Reddit or YouTube watching and learning and seeing these things, yeah, to us, we know the difference. And maybe there's another product out there from Google or from Windows. Yeah, maybe it just has a little bit more RAM, or maybe it has faster storage for swap memory, or maybe it has that 1440p camera instead of 1080p. But it's not just one thing, it's everything. This is a full metal chassis. Absolutely gorgeous, well made. Keyboard is no different than what you get on the MacBook Pro. The only difference being actually is that it's not lit up and it doesn't have Touch ID. And these are creature comforts that most people are not working in the dark. And if you are, you're probably working on video or something like that. And yes, it could be nice, but is it worth $600 more for a MacBook Air? Or let's say it's on sale. Most people are going to say no. The kind of person that walks into an Apple store and says, I want a MacBook Air, is not the kind of person that wants a MacBook Pro. It just isn't. And I know that because I used to work for Apple. A lot of people, they would go and grab this laptop, okay? And they would say, no, I want this. And I would say, dude, like, I'm telling you, bro, this, your eyes are going to hurt. The screen is not great. The bezels are thick. The battery's not great. And they're like, I don't care. It costs $500 and I want a bunch of them. I want 6 of them. I want 7 of them for my small business, or I'm starting up a new preschool or something like that for my staff or for my church or whatever the case may be. That's who's looking for this. And guess what? And that's why they made the $600 MacBook Neo. Yes, it doesn't have the same charging capacity, maybe. It doesn't come with the same charging brick. It doesn't come by default with Touch ID and a backlit keyboard. It doesn't come with all the creature comforts like a super fast SSD or 16 gigs of RAM. And it doesn't come with an M1 processor, which they probably could have done. It comes with an iPhone chip that is as fast, MKBHD, go ahead.
Where this one is about as good as M1. Like, look at my benchmarks. Geekbench on my MacBook Neo is over 8,500 multi-core. That's right around the same as the M1 chip from that MacBook Air. OpenCL and Metal benchmarks for GPU are right around M1 numbers. And single core is actually its strongest dimension, where it's even stronger. It's closer to M3.
But yes, it's as fast as a MacBook Pro. Now, is this for everyone? No, it isn't. But I think for most people, if they have a budget, if they're willing to shell out $600 and say, you know what, man, it's fine. It'll get me started. I can do 1080p editing on this. I can do some light Photoshop work in it. And you don't need anything crazy. You don't need Photoshop's AI algorithm to, source out the background from the subject in Lightroom for 400 photos. You're not doing this on here. You're just not, and maybe there's an occasional 1% or 2%, or let's give it 10% of people who are saying, hey, this is what I'm going to use that for. That's fine, but you have to have the expectation of saying, I'm spending $600. Most foldable phones are like 3 times the price of this. So for what you get, and that really is the conversation here. But for everyone else out there, that MacBook Neo, this is it, man. I'm telling you, it's an amazing device. Check it out. Comments below. My name is Brian. I'll see you guys right here next time on The End User.